Well, world, it is Monday, August 1st, 2022, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's kind of an overcast day, and warm and humid. It was upper 60s this morning, and I think there's a chance of some thunderstorms, maybe some severe thunderstorms, around 11 or 12 or so this afternoon, so maybe we'll get a little more rain, which the farmers in Defiance certainly need. The devotion for today is entitled All the News, and it's written by Vince Amlin. Vince bases the devotion upon Romans chapter 12, verse 5 and 15, New Revised Standard Version. We who are many are one body in Christ, and individually we are members of one another. Rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. And then Vince Amlin writes, my daughter is not a prayer. She's adamant on the point. Daddy, I know you're a minister and you like to talk to God, but when her grandfather went into the hospital recently, she was even against me praying, at least on my own. You just need to pray on Sunday at church, because then everyone knows the news, not just you. That's a church, everyone knowing the news. As a pastor, I wish you were more right about that. Looking out over the congregation, knowing a little of what people are holding on their own, or with my measly help. And yes, God's more than measly help, but still. Finding out weeks or months later that someone's had a cancer scare, or won an award, or broken up, or gotten accepted to college, it always seems like an opportunity missed for the body to hold it together, to weep, to rejoice. Paul's instructions emphasize the easier part of the equation, I think. The folks I get to be church with are pretty good at celebrating a job found or top surgery scheduled, ready to cry with the one whose cat died and cook for the one in mental health crisis. The harder part is opening up when it's you, letting everyone know the news. But that's a church. One body with many members, sharing pain and party. And it's good. It means something. It helps. In ways even a 7-year-old non-prayer can appreciate. And the prayer. Tell someone you trust what's on your heart. Let them hold it with you. A couple things going through my mind as I was reading this devotion is some people just are very private and want to keep things to themselves. Sometimes they'll share with me and then ask me not to talk to anyone else or tell anyone else about it. And that's their prerogative. But I think that's part of being in community with one another in the congregation is sharing our ups and downs and our strengths and our struggles and supporting one another in the midst of those. But again, it's a very personal thing. Not everyone feels that way. The other thing it reminded me of was an incident many, many years ago in a church that I belonged to, in which a couple left the church because the pastor didn't visit the woman when she had surgery. No one ever told him she had surgery. He didn't know she was going in for surgery and didn't know that she would have liked a visit. So as a pastor, it's hard. There's expectations that pastors do certain things, and yet if we don't know what's going on, because we don't always know unless we're told, it can cause heartache. Now, luckily, I have a couple of people in the congregation that seem really in tune with things and do let me know when something's going on, so or with someone. So that really does help me. And I'm very judicious about how I approach people in those kinds of situations. But anyway, that's part of being in community, is supporting one another and through thick and thin, through troubles and through joys. That's why every Sunday we raise up any joys or concerns that may be going on in our lives or the lives of those we love and care for, or things going on in the world that we feel called to pray for, because we are a community, and that is what it means to be the church. Hope you have a good day. It's good to be back, and I hope to talk to you again tomorrow.